Welcome Facebook, welcome Twitter, welcome AM Radio, and welcome FM Radio, and of course live on the TuneIn app. I'm Jim Diedlow, host of the morning show here at all of those places, here along Indianapolis Boulevard, soon to be known as Silicon Boulevard, because of all the great inventions that are going on right here in this building, in the Strachan Van Til Studios on the campus of the Purdue Northwest Commercialization and Manufacturing Excellence Center. We are here as part of 1 Million Cups this morning, and we do not have our Associate Director of the Commercialization Center here today. He is on a hiatus for the day, but Lori Felt is here, and Lori is going to give us some of today's announcements. There you go.
Thanks, Jim. There's a lot of great activities going on in the region around Manufacturing Day. I don't know if you all have heard of that, but each of the counties is doing different activities. And here at Purdue, at the Commercialization Center on Friday, are Founders Hours. It's a quarterly event that Mont Hanley has sponsored. Founders Hours is this Friday, October 6th at 3 p.m. And there's a really interesting resource coming. Anurag Garg. He is CEO and founder of Datus out of Indy. It is an industrial automation company. I really wish I could come. I'd encourage people to come and hear what he has to say. And I'm pretty sure there are refreshments involved in this as well. Friday at 3 p.m. this Friday. And coming up in 2 weeks, the SBIR grants are something that we've talked about before at 1 Million Cups. That's the Small Business Innovative Research Grants. These are grants with high potential for those who are working on innovative products and processes, which may have some commercialization or application through the government, federal government. So our statewide expert, Dr. Lisa Hoverman, is going to be here on Friday, October 20th. That's Friday, October 20th from noon to 2. It's kind of a bring your own lunch, and then hear what she has to say about opportunities with federal grants through SBIR. As well, the IU, Indiana University Maurer School of Law, is going to come and talk about free pro bono legal services as it relates to patent and intellectual property. We do have some great patent attorneys here locally, but it would be interesting to see what IU also has to offer in that area. So that event is Friday, October 20th from 12 to 2. Bring your lunch, learn something. Thanks, Jim.
All right, guys, live studio audience, thanks a lot to Lori Felt. And we have a live studio audience here in the WJOB studios. You guys know how it works. If you have an innovative product, if you're trying to commercialize something, if you're an entrepreneur, you get a hold of us here at the Commercialization Center, and we'd love to have you come in and present. This one is Tom and Vicki Coors are co-inventors of the Frubilee. It's a unique way to serve fruits and vegetables at your event. They are co-owners of their family business, Andorra Banquets in Cherville. Let's hear it for Tom Coors.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Jim. Good morning, everyone. My name is Tom Coors. I'm here with my wife, Vicki. We are the co-inventors of the Fruiblee, a unique and creative way to display fruits and vegetables at your next event. Our family has been in the food service industry for the past 50 years. We've had the privilege of hosting and serving thousands of guests and have worked with thousands of clients over those years. And the one thing that we know is constant is that second only to the taste of the food, it's all about the presentation. For the past 15 years, we have served a fruit and vegetable tree, a little twist on the normal fruit and vegetable tray. We've served hundreds of them, and without question, every time we roll it into the room or we serve it at a catering, we get the oohs and ahs that customers are looking from their guests. Our light bulb moment came very simply. As all of you know, as business people in the room, every dollar counts. We recently were asked to serve a fruit tree for a customer at their home for a graduation party. When I went to buy the pineapples to create the tower, the pineapples were through the roof. They were very expensive. So I went home that day and I told my wife, we've got to come up with a way to create this tree without buying these pineapples, because literally we're using the pineapples and throwing them out right away. So it's money down the drain. So we sat and we thought of a concept, we started drawing, and we started planting the seed. Well, the next day, our customer that we use it for, that purchased it, called and said what a success it was and how the guests enjoyed it, and that we'd be getting more calls for it. And indeed, we did. More people were calling, and more people were excited about it, and more people wanted it. So that added water to the seed, and we started really thinking about developing and creating this form. We contacted Dominica Hartman at Hartman Global. She set us up on the patent process. She introduced us to Mont, and here we are. So what is a Fruiblee? Staying true to the original design, the Fruiblee will have a hard plastic lip tray, and it will have pineapples, molded plastic pineapples that connect and secure to the base of the tray and stack, and depending on how many guests you want to serve, that's how many pineapples that you could use. And at the top, it will have a pineapple crown. Included in the packaging will be a fruit scooper. Now, the fruit scooper, you take your watermelon, your honeydew, your cantaloupe, whatever fruits you're using, and you create the style that you want around the tree. And the uniformity, and you can custom to your design that you'd like. Now, obviously, when you're using vegetables, vegetables aren't as uniform, so you might be using more space. Each of the pineapples will have holes in them, and you simply take the toothpick and place it in the hole and create the design that you'd like. Using the base and any extra fruits or vegetables, use a dip, use cube cheese, and create the base and create your total Fruiblee look. It is something that will be dishwasher safe. It is something that the design will resemble the leafy pattern at the bottom and the pineapple look at the top. Also included in the packaging will be creative ideas of how to do it, some sketches of unique ideas of how to create the Fruiblee in a different way. And finally, hopefully, it will be made and manufactured here in Indiana. Although we are at the very initial stages of our product, we feel strongly that we've had 15 years of a test market because customers have already seen it. So that's at our advantage. And we are confident in the Fruiblee's appeal for people. Last year in the United States alone, $8 billion was spent on catering services, and $9 billion were spent on restaurant supplies and party supplies. Fortunately, weddings, showers, graduation parties, birthdays, all of those have to happen in every economy. So we believe that's an investment that a caterer seeking additional income will make, and an individual seeking a little something different for their party will purchase. Because of our background working with food vendors and restaurant supply companies, our initial goal is to start with a commercial version of the Fruiblee and then take it into the retail sector. We are optimistic by the end of this year we will have a 3D version working with Montclair Purdue of the Fruiblee, and by the middle of the next year we will be in a position to commission the forms and create the prototype. In the distant future, we envision a Fruiblee for every different kind of event. A Christmas tree Fruiblee, a heart Fruiblee, an Easter egg Fruiblee, every type of event that you could think of should have its own Fruiblee. It would be like the chia pet of the fruit and industry business. So people are making these fruit trees, people are making fruit trays and vegetable trays for the events, so why not do it with this twist? I'm sure all of you would agree that you've been to as many parties as you've been to, there's always a fruit and vegetable tray there. So why not do it in a creative fashion? So you've heard from us now a little bit about our product, that we are in the initial phases. Unfortunately, our PowerPoint presentation didn't work today, but we'd like to pass out different logos that we are considering for our product, and we are seeking your input as leaders of our community and creative minds of our community to vote for the logo that you think would work best. Please take a moment and choose the logo design that you think would work for the product that you see here. We want to thank Jim for having us here at WJLB. We certainly want to thank Mont and the folks here at Purdue for giving us this opportunity. We thank you for coming out, and we wish you a happy day. Please stay afterwards for some fruit and enjoy the Frubilee. Thank you very much.
Let's hear for the Coors family. Hey, once again, if you guys are listening on the radio, 219-845-1100. If you would like to call in and ask during this question and answer period. And it's Tom and, Vicky, Tom and Vicky Coors. They have Andorra Banquets. Many of you may know that if you're here locally, and that is on US 41 in Cherville. One of the things that we do here at 1 Million Cups and in the Commercialization Center is we bring in companies that are at all different stages. Tom and Vicky right now are kind of definitely in the startup stage, and one of the things that we get out of the experience here is not only that we get to ask questions to learn more about it, but we also give them, a little bit of what the community has to offer. There's some really bright people in here. Tom, before I do open it up for questions, I do have a couple. So inside of the fruit tree, and if you guys are on the radio, you don't know what I'm talking about. Inside this is what right now?
So if you can imagine a pipe that goes here, and then we have to core the pineapples and just set them down the pipe, and then we start stacking the pineapples that way. So obviously the pineapples cannot be eaten and are discarded afterwards. But there is a pipe that goes in, it's connected to the tray, and then there's a pipe that goes up from there. And then we just start stacking.
And so you originally talked about, hey, you had to buy pineapples and they were kind of expensive and so forth. So, I mean, does it let you buy lesser types of pineapples, or is it basically the same cost as if you were to use them and still eat them in the middle?
Well, no, you take the middle out and you can use it at the base of your base of the tree, but the actual pineapples, you have to discard. So depending on, this can cost. There's different ranges that it can cost depending on the product, but the pineapples are the most important. The pineapples are the most expensive part of the tree.
Okay, so it really is kind of a pineapple-based product at this point. So you notice going into the grocery stores that even, I guess, all seasons of the year they're providing pineapples. I think when I was younger, maybe you were younger, you could only really get them at certain times of year.
Right.
So these are all getting flown in. So these are available all the time, then, is my point.
Right.
Okay, so you're at the stage right now that you have the existing Andorra Banquets. You guys, I know, are working your butts off all the time, right?
Yes.
So you present a problem or not a problem, but a challenge that a lot of people in this room have, and that they got to keep working on their job to make money to support their families and to support this venture.
Right.
But at the same time, they're like, man, this is really something that works for us, and we'd like to project it out to the world as a whole. How are you guys balancing that right now?
Well, it's kind of tricky. Like we've discussed, it's something that we know. It's not like a new product that we've never seen before. It's something that we've been working with for the past 15 years. And food service, has been our life for all these years. So it's something that we kind of know and are familiar with. So that really helps. The other thing that, like I mentioned, having that test market of people seeing it and people enjoying it, that you're kind of right on the right path. So as we go along, we kind of have that behind us and our, people's comments behind us, knowing that it will take off.
Let's go to Earl on line one. And so what we have to do here for the live studio audience, we have to actually turn our mics off, and then he's able to put it out there. So I can't respond to Earl, but Earl, go ahead.
All right, here's my question. I was wondering, he said that because of the pipe they use, the pineapples are not edible. I mean, in a lot of the food industries, don't they use stainless steel, and couldn't you use stainless steel pipe, and therefore, or how about a sanitized PVC pipe? And with that, I'll let you guys respond. Thank you so much for taking the call.
Thanks a lot to Earl. Anybody else wants to call in? 219-845-1100. Once again, it's Tom and Vicky Coors. They have the Frubilee, and this is part of our broadcast here on Wednesdays as 1 Million Cups. Take it, Tom.
Well, yeah, you certainly could, but it would be easier, and you certainly, I don't want to take that chance, to be perfectly honest with you, with any type of piping that touches the inside of the pineapple. So I don't want to take that chance. So what we've created is something that doesn't require any piping or anything like that. It would just be stackable and secured to the tray without using any type of metals or any type of anything like that.
So just to clarify, in the middle of these pineapples right now is what?
Is a stainless pipe.
Is
that
a
goes
stainless
up.
pipe,
Right.
and it's made out of stainless. Why? Why
Well-
do you use stainless? And I think that's kind of what Earl's getting at, is like, what is the material and so forth.
Yeah, well, it's stainless just because it's an easier piping to manage, and as it's moving, say we're catering it or anything like that, it's less likely to break or anything like that. So that's the form that we have, but I think the stackable would be much better.
So to take it a little bit further, we get this part of it. So if you're to sell a kit to be able to do this, have you looked at what exactly would be in that kit and what kind of price points?
Well, the price points we haven't determined because we're still waiting on cost of the prototypes and of the forms. But in the kit would be your tray. In the kit would be your stackable pineapples and the top crown. In your kit would be that scooper that I talked about to make it as uniform as possible. And in your kit as well would be like a little manual of how to create different ideas instead of twirling it around up and down, different ideas that people can use. So those are the basic things that would be provided in the kit.
Okay, guys, I hit them up there, and Earl hit them up. Anybody here in the audience, come on up, and we'll talk. If you don't mind doing it here today, because we're short one camera person, if you don't mind, just come on up here and get in front of the cameras here, and just introduce yourself and take it away.
Hey, Tom. I'm Eric.
Hey.
So you're currently selling these with the catering business,
Right.
And at the banquet center. So what are you charging for that currently?
So a regular tray would go for $99.95.
Okay.
The tree would go for $139 to $159, depending if it's a fruit or vegetable tree.
Yeah.
So you're making that that upgrade.
And about how often, like out of how many 100 trays that are sold, how many upgrade to the tree?
Of the 100, 40 to 50.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Okay,
So you
that's
get the
pretty awesome.
upgrade because it does have that appeal, and it's a little something different that people might not have seen before.
Well, yeah, and so I would almost say based on like that could help you set your pricing for the retail piece, because then if we know what the market can bear,
Right.
that might be something to consider. Cool.
So obviously you're not selling the fruit with the piece then, right?
Well, no, you're selling it as it is. This is our smaller version.
Yeah.
So we have a larger one for larger events, depending on the size of the group that you're having. So it all depends that. Now that is the fruit included, the pricing that I gave.
Yeah.
Either $99 or $139, depending on the size.
Excellent. Anybody else have any questions on what's going on? Yeah, come on up and just introduce yourself. He's got enough notes, so that'll give me a little break here. Take it away.
My name's Jay Weinberg. I'm glad that you gave the papers, because then I can write this down. So I guess my first question is, so and I'm confused, like you're talking about the kit, you're going to manufacture the kits and sell the kits to people?
Right.
And so the pineapple, you said that the pineapple comes in the kit. Trying to understand that
we have
first.
We have the fruit tree here.
Right.
We've brought this as a prototype to what we are planning.
Right.
Right now, this is a fresh pineapple tower. So the fresh pineapple tower are held inside of a pipe, like we discussed, and then the fruit are around.
Sure.
So now we're going to the manufacturing of a kit that has all plasticware.
Sure.
Has a plastic tray, has a plastic pineapples, and has all of those.
Okay,
things.
so that's what my question was. So the pineapple is faux. It's a faux pineapple.
Yes,
that you're
it's
selling.
it's a molded plastic pineapple.
Okay. So where does his name come from? Fruiblee.
Well, fruit, vegetable, tree, Fruiblee. Just put it all together.
Got it. And what was the other thing I had? What's your why? Why are you doing this?
Well, the why is, obviously you want to do the best that you can for your family, for your kids, and everything like that. It's not a material why. It's just honestly because you want to leave something better for your family, for your kids. So every time that we're thinking about expanding and growing in any part of our business, we're doing it for that purpose.
So we had some clarification. Thanks for doing that, because I was having a little difficulty on that. Ultimately, the sellable piece is a Frubilee tree that is plastic underneath here, and then they can just basically dart the vegetables or the fruit
Right.
into that.
Right.
And okay.
Right, so forgive me for not being clear about that, but this is a plastic tray at the bottom, and then all of the pineapples would be plastic, secured to the bottom of the tray and stackable, but it's all plastic, hard plastic. All of the pineapples have holes in them, little holes that will blend in with the design of the pineapple, and then you just take the pick and put your design in the holes that are around it. So, and then you create the image that you want, the tree that you want. But it's all plasticware, all dishwasher safe, and it's all hard plastic. I'm assuming that for the commercial use, it will be a different plastic than it will be for the retail use.
So you're looking at two possible levels of kits then, maybe a smaller, less durable one on the residential side.
Right.
And then for commercial caterers, that kind of thing, it might be a little bit heavier and cost some more money.
Right. You're thinking that they're catering. You're thinking that they might need more pineapples because of the number of guests that they might have versus the retail, at your home, the number of guests. So it would be a completely different kit. But the quality of the product will hopefully be equal.
And I don't know if anybody else is kind of thinking about this, but you have under here, it looks like 2 or 3 pineapples, right? 2 under there?
3.
3 pineapples. So in the building of this product, would it be possible to say, all right, I'm only doing a 2 pineapple one, or a 3
Right.
pineapple, or a 4 pineapple?
Right. So you stack the pineapples according to the number of guests that you're having, and you top it with the crown, and then you're good to go. You're having 40 people at your house, you might use 2. You're having an outdoor party for your graduation party, you're having 150 people, you might use 5 of them or 4 of them. But all of that, the number of pineapples that are in the kit will differ versus commercial versus retail.
Ken Gonzalez has a question. Ken, come on up here and get in the middle of the camera. Once again, for you folks that are driving around AM and FM radio, it's Tom and Vicki Coors. You guys know them from Andorra Banquets, just right up, maybe 3 or 4 miles south of where we're standing here at the Purdue Commercialization Center. And they have the Frubilee. And you guys have been hearing a description about it. And if you just came in the middle, you can catch us on the entire presentation on Facebook, on the WJOB Facebook page. Ken Gonzalez.
Okay, I work for the Indiana Small Business Development Center with Lori.
Nice.
And I'm a manufacturing guy. And so I'm wondering if you want to become a manufacturer of this product, or if you're thinking about licensing a manufacturer or a brander, someone who brands products in this category. What's your strategy there?
We had talked to Mont about that, and we had a very brief discussion about that. But initially, I think we are going to want to manufacture it, and we want to go that route with it first, and then we'll see where it goes from there. But initially, we do want to manufacture them.
And you understand the plastic injection?
The plastic. He's talking about
Right.
the plastic injection and the molding and all of that.
Right, and that's where we want to be in the middle of next year. We want to be with that, commissioning that and getting that all done so that we can get the prototype together.
2 years from now, where do you see yourself?
2 years from now, hopefully our commercial end has started, and we're starting with the retail end, and we're getting it done. The beauty of our product, I think, is that everywhere in the world people have fruits and vegetables, so there's unlimited possibilities to it. And thank goodness for our business now and for this, people are celebrating, like I said, in every economy and and for every event. So we're looking forward to having that, having it there.
All right, one last question. That'll come from Debbie Wargo. She actually is on the board here at the Commercialization Center and also WJOB station manager.
Nice.
Looking at this, I could never get it to look like this. So are you going to also offer to make the trees from scratch for people if requested, or just the prototype underneath?
Just a prototype, but we will have, like I said, we will have a brochure in the pamphlet that will start, step 1, step 2, step 3, and then, just keep it going. But we make them now, obviously, but no, we are intending to have the brochure in the packet, maybe YouTube and social media and things like that of how to do it, but no, you would have to make it on your own.
Cheer for Tom Coors and Vicki Coors.
Thank you all very much. Thank you for being here.
Thanks. And Tom, if you don't mind sitting down for just a second. Yeah. My name's Jim Diedlow, and I just want to remind people, anybody out there that has an idea or has a product, whatever stage it might be well past where Tom and Vicky are right now. All you got to do is call over here or get a hold of us. Just look up on the internet, Purdue Northwest Commercialization and Manufacturing Excellence Center. I want to say thank you to Nana's Sweets Bakery.com, correct? She brought some amazing cookies today, along with a pound cake and, of course, her little quiche cups. And that seems to be a pretty big favorite. And I'm getting the feeling that there may be at least 3 or 4 people that are regular attendees just for that possible reason. And if you guys want to come out and just view this, we are always looking for more participants. And the coffee is brought today by Coffee Cabin, and they are at US 30 and 41, just to the east on US 30. I also did a nice Facebook Live video of their operation recently, and you can also look up that on Facebook. This is going to conclude our Facebook portion. We'll stay live on the radio for a few more minutes, but thank you to Facebook and Live and Twitter people, and this is mine saying that I am late for the next meeting, as you could tell. So the number one thing I tell people when they walk in here is turn your phones off, so I'm going to slap myself on the way out of here. But hey, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next week on 1 Million